So was this Mr. Chocolate or Mr. Perry? I mean, go on, put an ad on it while we're here, Atlanta. This is the last season. Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Atlanta season 4 episode 5, work ethics. Now before we get into all things, I never knew Lottie spoke this much. I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss. This was a pretty good episode. I am really going to miss Atlanta because you absolutely have no idea what direction the show is going to go in from episode to episode, or who is going to be wearing some prosthetics in the nose. Ern, I saw you, Ern. We know that was you.
Go back.
Now that you guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me, let's get into this episode. Now, we continue on this whole pattern this season of discussing different parts of the industry. We have been so far just really centered into the music industry, but here where this episode is centered around Van and Lottie, we get into the acting industry, roles, and what it really means to subject yourself or your children to certain studios and industries. This episode definitely made me think about those tragic child stars with those really horrible backstories like Gary Coleman, Dana Plato, the two Corys, or when we come more current to today and we have things like Orlando Brown, Nickelodeon and the whole Dan Schneider situation, Amanda Bynes, and most recently, Jeanette McCurdy, who released a whole book about her experience, not only with, acting, but with her mother as well. Now we get Van and Lottie here taking a trip to Mr. Chocolate's studio, aka Tyler Perry Studios. Like, nobody in their right mind can tell me that this was not an entirely big Tyler Perry reference. Of course, we know that Tyler Perry has his own studio, his whole lot built in Atlanta. And just like Mr. Chocolate, he does not tend to put out the best movies or the best shows. A lot of things are excused. I love how when we first arrive and we have Van kind of like, yeah, I don't even watch his stuff. I'm just here. Somebody said it would be a good experience for me. It's just about the work. I don't actually enjoy anything that he puts out or bothers to watch it. We see movie posters like The Shook, Ain't Crazy, Still Ain't Crazy, The Single Father, absolutely the lowest of probably what you could put out as far as good quality movie and TV show content. I love that right away as soon as V arrives, even though, she's trying to act like it's just about the job, she has to make excuses for why she is there. Oh, I thought it would be a good look, I'm just trying to, get work. I thought my daughter could, maybe see me do something fun, hey, like it's nothing. But when she actually got on set, before they put that dreaded wig on her and the tights and the whole situation, covered up her hair to make her look like a thought-ass friend for the show, because a lady who already looks like Van couldn't possibly be a thought-ass friend, so we need to thoughtn it up. Anywho, it's a completely different story how she feels about the set and being there when they invite Lottie to become a part of the show via the intercom, and Mr. Chocolate, the mysterious man who's over the studio, over the scripts, over everything that nobody ever sees. I absolutely love the entire aspect of the weird situation, because soon as she, oh sweet thing, let me tell you about the world in the way things are. You got to be seen in green to show that your stuff's laid. If you're not seen in green, you better be wearing jade. I was absolutely here for all of that. The way that the show seamlessly mixed the idea of somebody like a Tyler Perry writing all these scripts, along with the character like the Wiz, who is, making all the commands. He has all the control. He's respected and revered, but behind closed doors, it is an entirely different story. I absolutely loved all the elements here. I felt like we took a whole trip down the Yellow Brick Road and we wound up in Atlanta at Tyler Perry's Mr. Chocolate Studios. I like the whole situation, especially when we get into Lottie. Like, I was so glad that she had so many speaking lines here. Like, she was so present. A lot of this episode, well, the episode was pretty much centered around her and the choice that Van had to make as far as, do I really want my daughter in this industry? I don't think she's ready. Even though everybody else around Van is applauding her, they think she's hilarious, and we kind of get a perspective of how things in the industry go. Van literally just got there. She was there for herself, but things are just moving at such a fast pace, and people are constantly reiterating why she should be so excited, so lucky to have this opportunity for Lottie. Meanwhile, we're looking to the left like, no, maybe your daughter would be more fitted for that. Yeah, we need to stick together because my daughter isn't, you know, quite right. He does not like my daughter. He didn't, you know, handpick my daughter. Notice the daughter that we didn't pick, she was very much so a darker skinned child, and Lottie is very much so being that representation of how easily it is to get wrapped up, and why even if you are a child, you're going to say, oh yeah, I love this, I want to be in the industry. As far as Lottie is concerned, you know, oh, I get to play dress up, I get to say some lines, everybody is constantly doting on me, I'm going from scene to scene. What exactly isn't so great about this that you wouldn't want me to do it? Meanwhile, we have Van over here like, this is a bit too much. If there was any time that she wanted to make a decision for herself as far as, you know, what she wants to do moving forward, be on such a ruling schedule as a child, all just to work at the Mr. Chocolate Studios. I love the fact that you have Van and many others just like, I'm not, you know, the biggest fan, but I'm here, it's work. Or we get into things like, you know, did you see the movie that he put out about, you know, finding love after diagnosis? Or did you see the one where, you know, the black teacher killed all of the white students? I loved it. It blew up. It got all of these awards, made all this money, got all this praise. And then you have Van in the background like, yeah, but they weren't good in several ways. And even this script that, you know, you guys are subjecting Lottie to, we have a mother eating a crack sandwich. Like, first of all, that fucking scene, this crack sandwich is good as hell. Like, why? Absolutely why? But it made me think of the whole situation with Tyler Perry. Not to say that I was never a Tyler Perry fan, because I know growing up in the house, especially the plays, they were an absolute staple. But, you know, as you go on, you get older, things that you find funny, you know, when you're younger, you don't find them so much funny now. And then, of course, we get into things like representation, the wigs, the lack of production, the colorism and a bunch of the writing, the problematic stereotypes, the minstrel show of it all. It can be very, very problematic, even if you love it. But anytime you try to critique or say anything, what's the problem? Everybody's favorite excuse for anything that Tyler Perry has to put out, and I'm glad that they brought it here, was, well, he's giving work. Like, he's giving, which he does. I give him so much credit for that. Not only has he, you know, built everything up and all that other good stuff, but it's like, even on the actor standpoints, he gives a lot of beginning actors, or, you know, people that you don't normally see anymore. Some people that, you know, wouldn't have even gotten a chance if they didn't get the opportunity to star in anything that was associated with Tyler Perry. That's all great, but does that mean that we push every single thing to the side just for the sake of where he's giving work? Speaking of giving works, we have all the fine brothers approaching Van as soon as she touches down on the lot. Like, one man, I love the man in the beginning. It's like, what's your name? Oh yeah, Vanessa, they calling you. Like, girl, don't give me a fake name. But there is one particular man who is very handsome. He is very much so used as a distraction here for Van. I love how we have him just showing up like, oh, she is really panicking at some points of the show, because it's like, where the hell is my daughter? How is this even legal? What do you mean you don't know where she is? She was just here in this scene, and then she had 14 scenes, and now I don't even know where she is. But we sent this attractive man who is also, you know, feeling like I'm in debt to somebody like a Mr. Chocolate because he gave me an opportunity as an ex-convict when nobody else did. But I love that whole situation of mixing the distraction of kind of him being indebted to a Mr. Chocolate, also mixing it in with the Wiz type of situation with, you know, them going into the poppy fields, or if you're like, you know, more of the Wizard of Oz situation, like if you know the references, you got them. And I just love the way that it was mixed here. And I also love the scene with Lottie, even though it was absolutely used for laughs, when we're getting into, God damn, this crack sandwich good as hell, like, why? But I love the statement that we have Lottie make before that, and it's just like, mama, why am I even here? Why am I here with you? And I felt like it was a whole reference to Van, like, why am I here? Why are we even here? The whole reason that Lottie even got the part was because she couldn't really separate the two as far as why they were there, what's acting and what's actually reality, which is why she told the mean man to shut up in the first place. If we're thinking, you know, that scenario is real enough to tell somebody to shut up, why would I want my daughter in a scene with, you know, a fake mother eating a crack sandwich? Like, she is just too young to be subjected to any of this. I need to get my baby out of here. Problem is, she just keeps moving around because Mr. Chocolate likes her. I really love the entire message of what Mr. Chocolate actually represented as far as Lottie was concerned in Van, because as soon as the light bulb went on for what, you know, Lottie could represent, what he could do with her, oh, I liked her, he felt like she no longer belonged to Van, and, you know, this is my possession to do with as I feel. What? But of course, if you know, pay attention to the industry, any of these child stars, a lot of this happens once, you know, a parent decides to put their child in the industry. It's almost like they surrender every ounce of control, and then you are left to do whatever a studio or exec or whoever tells you to do, because this is your job and this is your moneymaker. And then we also have this very eerie essence surrounding the episode with our Mr. Chocolate character. You know, oh, nobody knows what's going on around here except for Mr. Chocolate. Nobody's ever really seen him. He's just up there, he's working, he, you know, dotes out all of these things, the Wiz, and we just execute them and make them happen. That scariness of when we have Van say, you know what, not only looking, like, as a parent, it's a, like, torturing feeling to look for your child at any point in time. I don't care if it's just a little slip off in the mall and you can't find them. It is so terrible. So I felt for Van when he clicked on and she said, give me my daughter back, and he just let out a blatant no. Like, how dare you, child? The whole guard standing in front of the door, that was funny. Once again, you know, that Wiz reference, and you have the old lady, the older woman come through, and it's just like, let her through, bow, just like, oh my God, man, please don't shoot us. These are prop guns. I thought that was so funny. But when she actually gets in there and we get, you know, that big peek behind the curtain, we see that things aren't, you know, as we thought they should be. I thought that you would be this type of man, but this place is an absolute mess. You're sitting here, you know, are reclused in, and you are just, you know, pumping out these scripts. And, you know, Tyler Perry is well known for executing everything himself. You know, we're writing, we're producing, we're directing. I'm writing everything. I don't need a writer's room. I'm doing everything by myself. Of course, it's played for laughs and it's funny, but the way that he thought he just had the absolute right to possess Lottie and Van just had no say-so was absolutely a scary thing. And I think the scariest part is that we do know at this point that we do have parents, or, you know, whoever, sign off and go for it, because he feels like, I know who you are. You are a singling, black, struggling mother without enough money to maybe feed your child. Who wouldn't sign up for this? You're gonna sign up for this. They always do. But we have Van here standing very firm in her decision, even though Lottie is having a whole goddamn tantrum because she just does not understand and she is not connecting the two. But here we have this very crazy, controlling, possessive, arrogant man who didn't flinch when I threw some hot grits on him. Like, that was freaking crazy. But I am so glad that we showed Van getting out of there and her explaining to Lottie later, like, I just couldn't do it. You know, if you, even though we have his ass very much say, you know, you can't protect her forever. You know, you can't protect her all the way, like, I'll be back type situation. She's not gonna be, you know, not 18 forever. Crazy. But we have her explain, you know, we represent something. Though you know, you're not understanding it right now, you will understand it eventually why I didn't sign you up for that. And we pretty much end there, you know, after we flip over the car and it's just like, girl, you know, let's go to the bowling room and get a little, like, absolutely not. You are not who I thought you were next. But overall, this was a really good episode. Like, every single episode is a really good episode. I cannot wait to see what they have coming next. hit the like button. Well, you guys, that was my review for Atlanta Season 4, Episode 5, Work Ethics. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop down and tell me what you thought about my review and what you thought about this episode. Did you get all the references that I did, or did you miss some? Did you learn anything here? Let me know. I look forward to reading you guys' comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I see you guys next time. Bye.